don't give reporters artificial time limits for interviews. This is a standard technique, especially by politicians and CEOs who feel like there's some negative story lurking out there, or they have some vulnerability. They'll say, okay, we'll do the interview, but you only get 10 minutes. This is an attempt to manipulate the reporter, and it can rush them, and it can make them even more compelled to just jump right in with a tough, nasty question. I understand if you genuinely have a strict time limitation, your plane is taking off in an hour, you have to leave the face-to-face meeting in half an hour, or you're going to miss your plane. I understand that. There are also times when you're just extraordinarily busy and you're having to meet with patients or perform an operation, and there's not that much time. But for many, many business executives, political leaders, your time is not that limited. And whether you talk for 10 minutes or 22 minutes is not going to make a huge difference to you, but it might make a huge difference to the reporter and the story. So let's step back a minute. Why do people do that? They feel like if they put a time limit on the reporter, it somehow constricts the reporter's ability to ask tough questions and pull damaging information out of you. That's typically the reason. I find no correlation between limiting a reporter's time and that happening, because they can just dive right in, try to get you angry, get an angry response, quote you in a highly defensive way. If you do that, you're far better off to exude the attitude with a reporter that you love talking to this reporter. This is the most interesting, fascinating conversation you're going to have all day long. I don't mean to overdo it and seem obsequious or like you're really trying to, be a fake phony, but at some level I do want you to exude the sense that you are enjoying this. And you may have had less than ideal relations with some reporters in your past, but in general, a lot of reporters are interesting people. They know a little bit about a whole lot of things, and a lot of them are good talkers. So you might as well enjoy the conversation. Now, you're not there just to enjoy the conversation. You're there to get the message you want, the quotes you want into the final story. But do let the fact that they're often interesting conversationalists make you have some sense of joy about this process. Try to enjoy it. Act like you're enjoying your time. Act like there's nothing you'd rather do than have a conversation talking about the good things you're doing with this reporter. And you will get far better coverage most of the time than giving an artificial time constraint. The best manipulation of all of reporters is when they don't feel manipulated. That's true of human beings everywhere. When you give them a strict time limitation, it feels like manipulation.